I think people get tattooed because, you know, there's not a lot of real stuff left in the world, and it's all like a 24-hour news cycle. Nothing lasts. With tattooing, it's blood, it's pain, it's permanence. And when you get that needle in your skin for the first time, you have to be there. You can't just call it in. You have to sit there and take the pain, and then sit there and heal it. And then you got to live with the consequences of your action.
Hey guys, welcome to the East West Podcast with Horisumi. This lovely Saturday morning. Where to start, right? So we spent the last couple episodes talking about some idea of having a portal or a website or something just for, you know, traditional tattooers or people that are, you know, want to connect. And I've been thinking about that a lot. And I can't find a way to make it work without monetizing it. Because it's a lot of effort. And it's a lot of, there's a lot of work to be done to do that and to keep it going. And what I want to do is spend less time online and not more time online. And I don't want to monetize things. I mean, I'm not into selling information. You know, I'm a tattooer, right? And I'm a businessman. So that's where my thing lies. So at this stage, I can't find a way to make that work. So I think what we'll do is we'll just keep doing the videos. And I've got some other ideas for some projects to share the knowledge. And I won't talk about it too much because I don't want to, you know, talk it and not do it. So I think I'll just do it first. And then once I've done it, we can discuss it, right? So, but for now, I want to I'll take the podcast in a different direction, and I'll focus a little bit more on, I'll talk about some of the projects I've done and how I did them. Chaz, who some of you might have seen on my feed, is a gentleman from America who I've done a full back piece on, working on his front and working on his sleeves. So he started coming out to me maybe like 2017. He wanted a back piece. And this was just when I had just started. I'm not even sure if I had started Sabori yet. And so he wanted a bodysuit, right? And he was from, at the time he was living in California. And, you know, obviously we had a phone consult, but we couldn't have an in-person consult. So I had him take a tracing of his back for me, take some photos and stuff, sent a deposit. And I'll put some photos in, I'll intersperse some photos in here while I narrate this, right? And so we did a double dragon. We outlined 2 dragons with a stencil. I think I used a stencil for it, yeah. And then, you know, I think we did this outline, we did some shading, and then he came back. And he would always do like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Maybe like 3 days on, 2 days off, 3 days on. Usually stay at my house, and we did that kind of thing. And it was good, right? We got a lot done. And then so we did all the background by machine, did the outlining by machine, obviously. And then when I started the color, I think it was when I was full-fledged doing Tabori. So we did all the color by Tabori. I went and did London Convention, I think in 2018, and he flew to London from the States, and we did a full day at the expo there. And then I think he came here to finish the back piece. And we were just talking about this the other day, and he was on, I think, a 7-day trip here. I think we finished the back piece on like day 3. We were just like, all right, what are we gonna do now? And so we thought, oh, fuck it, well, you know, let's do the front and the sleeves. And he wasn't planning on it, but we did it. And we outlined it all and did some of the shading. So, you know, we locked him into that, right? And it was, you know, you've seen the photo, so it's down to the knee, a full turtle suit with 3/4 sleeves. And so we've been chipping away. Because he's from overseas, you know, the shading is a bit slow by hand, right? You know, and so we had to compromise. So with him, we're doing all the background by machine just to expedite it. And then we're doing all the color by hand. So it's good for him, and he enjoys it. And look, we did 5 days in a row, 5 hours a day by Tabori. And it was cool. I mean, because he did a bunch of, I think he did 5 or 6 days by machine last time he was here. The shading, and it was just too much. You know, he couldn't heal it properly, and he had a lot of scabs and a little bit of scarring. Just too much for his body to heal at once. And so this was nice for him. He wasn't smashed. He wasn't too broken up. And I've spoken to him this morning, and he's healing well. So the tabori really was the way to go in terms of doing that much work in a row and the body being able to handle it. And even the pain, he didn't take any painkillers, had a couple of whiskeys, that was it. He was sleeping all right, so it worked out well. And so I enjoy doing these big projects, and I have no problem with people coming from overseas and doing multiple days in a row. It seems to work out really well, as long as you got the headspace for it, right? So, yeah, so that's the Chaz story, and he'll be back. I was trying to get him to meet me in Taiwan. They invited me to do a Taiwanese tattoo convention in November, but I don't think I'm going to be able to go. I've got too much on. I was trying to get him to come and see if he would come and get tattooed there, but it's a shit flight for him from California, so I don't think that's going to happen. So I think he'll be back here in April, and we'll chip away at the rest of it in April. Now, the other things I wanted to talk about was, when I was, if you've seen my feet, I've done 2 dragon sleeves this last week or so, and drawing again every day has been like this, because between the shop and the work and the farm and the kids and all this stuff, I don't get to draw as much as I used to, and it's been really nice to draw every day and get back into it and get that. It's like when you're training, right? Like if you train every day, you feel really good, right? If you're only training 1 or 2 days a week, you're only going for a run every week or two, it's hard, right? It feels like shit. So it was nice to draw again every day. It reminded me of how important it is to keep up with the plan, to keep drawing, to keep working at it. And all you guys out there that tattoo, I would encourage you to do the same. A lot of people that showed interest in the this real tattoo sort of movement that I was working on, I was talking about, I think the main thing that we all need, myself included, is the motivation and the inspiration to draw more and work more. And if you don't have a mentor, like I don't really have a mentor anymore, I mentor my apprentices, and I don't see myself as some guru or anything like that. I mean, I just teach my apprentices and I try to inspire them. But this this idea that we had about motivating and inspiring each other to draw better and to be better, I'm the most critical on myself. I look at my work and I rip it to pieces all the time, and I've talked about this a lot, how important it is to look at your work and to find the faults and to try and better yourself, right? And I'm the first to say, if my predecessor shit tattoo, I'll go, man, that's fucking shit, dude. You see the crestfallen look on their face. I don't mean to be a dick. But I mean, there's a lot of things people say about me, right? And, the only thing that, I'm not a liar, I'm not a thief, I'm not this, I'm not that. I am a little bit of an asshole, right? Because I lack tact sometimes, right? So I'm sorry, right? But I just want, in terms of objective beauty and aesthetic tattoos, I think we all need to be honest with ourselves, right? The client might like it, that's fine. But we as artists need to be honest, right? And clients too. I mean, clients need to be able to discern between a good tattoo and an average tattoo, right? So it's important to deal in that level of reality. I was reading about Chinese pottery and Chinese ceramics and stuff, and in some of these priceless pieces, how much effort and hours of labor went into them. Like a beautiful pot might, that's obviously worth a lot of money and is very old, could be 1,000 hours of labor into making one pot. And it got me thinking, about tattooing and about how there's such a focus on tattoos being fast, right? Tattoos being done quickly and efficiently. And I guess that comes from a few things. It comes from, money, right? People paying by the hour. And I think it comes from having to sit and take the pain, those two things, tattooers often talk about people will come in wearing, expensive running shoes, expensive clothes, the newest phone, the newest everything, all Gucci everything. and they bitch about paying, you know, $200 for a medium-sized tattoo or something. You know, it's like people don't put value on the cost and the price of a tattoo, right? And I can see both sides of it, you know what I mean? I guess it depends on who you're going to and stuff. I want to, for me, develop myself to the point where I want to find a way to do the best and take the most time and make perfect tattoos without feeling rushed or hurried or, you know, obligated to get it done as quick as possible. And I try now, but again, it's, you know, when you're charging by the hour and someone's sitting there and maybe you have a 4-hour session and you're only doing a little bit that big by hand, you know, it stresses me out, right? And it stresses everyone out. I think it stresses every tattooer feels the same way, right? But I think to get the best work, and again, it depends what level of work you're going for. Are you going for, you know, because there's the technical application of the tattoo, there's color saturation, there's, you know, artistic merit and aesthetic application. And then there's the overall composition, right? You know, there's a lot of factors to take into place, right? And I don't know that there are people out there that understand that a tattoo can always be better. It's like that old quote about poetry, you know, a poem is never finished, it is only abandoned. You know, and I feel the same way with tattoos, right? I mean, I look at some of my work and I'm like, oh, I could go back into that and I could smooth that background out, or I could fix that up, or I could rework a bit of that color and make it richer, right? But I don't a lot of the time because client wants it to be done, right? You know, the client has expectations of when it's going to be done. And that's why I try to not give anything but a big ballpark as to how long a tattoo takes. You know, a sleeve is 30 to 50 hours. A back piece is 100 to 150 hours, because I don't know, right? And I want things to be perfect, right? And I want the client to want things to be perfect. And I'm blessed because a lot of my clients want that too, right? Which is great. You know, I just don't know how far you can push that in the sense of aiming for perfection takes time, right? Like if I'm, and that's why I've gone back to doing stencil and freehand mix, because I can spend 2 hours drawing a dragon head on paper and making it fucking perfect and working it and working it and working it and making it super sweet and original and unique and tough. I can slap that on and that takes me 5 minutes. And then it gives me the rest of the drawing time to draw the body on, right? Whereas if I had to draw the head as well, you know, that drawing time goes from an hour and a half to 4 hours if I want perfection. And that doesn't leave a lot of time left to tattoo, right? So that's why I've gone back to that. And that's why I'm trying to find a way to, as I'm getting older, you know, I want my tattoos to be more and more perfect. You know, I want to have less clients and more dedicated people that want perfection. So that's what I'm aiming towards. I'm trying to find a way. I've thought about doing a way where maybe I do a color study of the tattoo between the consult and the first tattoo appointment, and I monetize that to inspire me to do the painting, and then if the client would get the painting when the tattoo is complete, something like that, and that would encourage me to make a perfect rendition on paper first. These are just ideas I'm floating around. I'm trying to find a way to take it to the next level that works for me, works for the client, and has the best outcome, right? So these are the kind of things I'm working on right now. I'm gonna try and do the podcast a little more regularly. I kind of got stuck in a rut there with the whole fucking thing before. So I'm out of that rut now and pivoting to this, right? So I'll try and do more client spotlights as well. You know, some of the prior pieces I've worked on, talk about the client, talk about the process, talk about how we laid it all out and stuff. And so, yeah, look forward to that. You guys have any questions, comments, and of course, I'm open to the DMs about anything you need to know about. I want to help young tattooers. I want to help you guys thrive and be better. And I'm happy to help inspire you. I'm still not ready to teach anyone Tabora yet because I'm still learning myself, you know, and I've struggled so much to get here that I'm not ready to give those secrets away yet. But if you're doing Tabora already and you need a couple little tidbits, hit me up. We'll see what I can do. All right, guys, Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.